Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cursing Seamstress. I have been sewing recently, but I've not been sewing for myself. I've mentioned this before, but I'm trying to get rid of fabric that I have. A lot of the fabric I have is too small to make an outfit for myself. And a lot of it I'm cutting up into, when it gets so small, the piece gets so small, I'll cut it into an 8.5 by 8.5 square, which is the size that I use for making the very primitive quilts that I know how to make. So I went through my patterns and saw a pattern that I had bought for aprons. And the pattern is this one. It's a see and sew, and there's one pattern for a child and another one for an adult. And I think I looked on here to see what size the child's was, and I don't think I could figure that out. But after making it, it looks like the size is maybe for, I would say, a 4 to 6 year old, maybe. Although this little girl looks a little bit older. You can, for children, I mean, you're not gonna really be, you can make your own apron pattern, and I've done that. I think I did a video a long time ago about that. So I really didn't need a pattern, but it was kind of nice to have the measurements and everything already done, so I didn't have to go back and figure those out. But you know, for little kids, you're only going to be able to go so wide anyway across the chest. You know, you would have to look at maybe lengthening this curved area down to lower the waistline a little bit. So that's not hard to do. So, and this is the line art on the back. The adult size can be used for a male also, and I don't know, you could widen the chest if you wanted to, or you could probably just leave it as it is. This calls for D-rings, a 1-inch D-ring, 2 1-inch D-rings to adjust the neckline, the strap. And you can do all kinds of variations with that. For the apron that I made for a child a few years ago, I saw a pattern, a free pattern online, where what you do is you cut the neck strap a certain length, and then you insert through there a piece of elastic that is shorter. So, and I'll show you because I've done it with one of these. I think I ran out of D-rings. So there's stretch. You put it over the head, and if you need to stretch it while doing so, it stretches, and then it, you know, it maintains its length once you have it on. So let me show you the ones I've made. This fabric might look familiar. This is what I used to make my daughter's kimono robe. I love this fabric with the lemons. What I did was I digitized some of these lemons on here to be able to embroider them on the pocket of this particular apron. So what I did was I scanned the fabric. I've done this before, I think when I was making pillow covers at Christmas, and I've got a video about that back with the pillow covers. But I did that before with, I believe it was Michael Miller fabric, and the design on that fabric was ornaments, Christmas ornaments, and I scanned and saved the image, and then I was able to digitize it from that to use on the pillow cover. So that's what I did. This is the pocket, so you can see the lemons that I scanned and turned into an embroidery design. So that's on the front of this. The straps are just typical straps. I did use the D-rings on here. I serged the edges here, and this was just folded over. So that's that design. I did the same thing. This was the first one that I did, and I digitized a half of a lemon. That's what that looks like. And D-rings on this one, pretty much the same except for the design. This is an example of the neck that I cut to a certain length and inserted elastic so that it will, you know, stretch when going over the head, and it's sewn fixed right here. This was fabric that I used for a skirt a couple of years ago. I got the fabric from Walmart. I believe it's a Waverly. It has writing on it. I think it's in French. The waist strap is a brown cotton. And so I did something a little different at the bottom. I put some pleats on the bottom. So, so that's that apron. I like that quite a bit. This was fabric. I did buy more fabric. I went to CHKD thrift store, and I think I took in $8 with me. I had somebody with me who doesn't like to shop at thrift stores. So he sat in the car, and I went in with my $8 and I bought fabric, probably 2 yards of this particular fabric. I think it was maybe $2.99 or something. And then as I was going out, I looked through the little boy's clothing and I found a shirt for my grand boy. It was an Old Navy long sleeved denim-y looking shirt with some sort of a textured design on it. I've already washed it and given it to him, or I would show it to you. So I didn't pick that up. Plus I would have had to have gone out to the car for more money. But this is the fabric. It is canvasy. I don't think it's a twill, but it's a little heavier. It's not a thin fabric. And it's pink with brown polka dots on it. So I made this one. This, I also used the D-rings in. The pocket is kind of an arced sort of pocket that fit right into that seam here. And actually this curve here is leftover fabric from the curve right here for the underarm right here that tapers down to the waist. So I just kind of fitted that in and top stitched, and so that's that. Kind of simple. Didn't do anything fancy on that one. This one, this fabric I had, it was a part of the fabric that I got with the serger sewing machine for $200. It came with a ton of fabric, and this was a part of the fabric. So it's a navy blue polka dot. It's kind of hard to see, but this is a pocket here, and on the pocket I put a crab applique with orange fabric and outlined it in my favorite color of embroidery thread. It is it's a reddish orange color. It's absolutely beautiful. I forgot the official name of it, but I love it and I use it whenever I can. So I put the crab on there. This neckline I did a little bit different. I just simply, this is sewn down in a fixed position here, but over here I put a buttonhole and I just passed through the neck band through here and tied right here. And so that keeps it where it needs to be, and you can adjust it. The waist straps are the same fabric. So that's what that looks like. It's really kind of cute. And the last thing I made was an adult apron. This again was with leftover fabric. I have it on my little half mannequin. I'm going to stand up and show it to you. This is it. This is that same Paris kind of writing fabric. I did a little bit of using some creative stitches here on the neck strap. There is a 2D rings here. The belt is brown cotton, and I did something a little bit different. I made it a little bit longer. I added brown at the bottom, that same brown fabric, and I've had this embellishment here for I don't know how many years, a long time, and it's the perfect color, yellow, sort of a braiding strap here to separate this part, this fabric from this fabric, and overall it's just really a cute look. And that's the back. So really, aprons, if you're in the market for making gifts for kids or adults, or if you sell at craft shows, I think aprons are a great option. They're easy, they're quick, they don't take a lot of fabric. You don't even need a pattern. I think the key is in how you embellish them, whether it's with ribbon or contrasting fabrics, or if you want to put an embroidery design or an applique, bias tape, those sorts of things really make an apron stand out. So that's all I have today. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned. I'll be back soon for more sewing makes.